Peace and power, Drop Nation. You already know what time it is, man. You already know it's time to belly flop. We're going to belly flop into some interesting words, man, by the brother Dr. Phil Valentine. And, obviously, I'm saying, everyone's going to have their different, perspectives. And we definitely, stay hijack free, especially from the Thoth frequency, the Atlantean, so-called Luciferian, light. They have their light. We know that Thoth has, a clear description of a greater light in the Emerald Tablets. As he gets closer and closer to the barrier, he sees a greater light. But Thoth does not represent that greater light. He doesn't even comprehend it, really. That is just a point that he can't go past, that the dweller can't go past. So they have to move in circles with little known angles to escape the hounds of the barrier that only move in angles. So what's this greater light? Well, we know that that is the existing. That is the establishment. That is your Hawa. And we are returning. So with our foundation, we can belly flop. I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of words, a lot of big words. Don't try to comprehend every word. Just kind of flow because, I'm not really, this says, the Mandela effect. I don't even really, but, dig on it. If you're into that, man, whole theory, what I'm saying? Dig on it. I can't confirm or deny any part of that because I haven't really, got into it at all. But I'm just saying, I've definitely heard some things thrown around about the time, space, and the loops and all that. And again, I can't confirm or deny. Obviously, I don't have an experience of time travel. But do I know that there is a artificial grid and a artificial framework, and therefore an artificial reality, a illusion of time and space that you are being hijacked into, that you are being entrapped into? And what's keeping you trapped in it, other than these metals they're dumping on us, other than the poison in our foods, other than everything that's keeping your vibration low? So let's belly flop into this, love to Dr. Phil Valentine for all the work the brother has done. And, I know he has some books out and all that, so support, man, because we're getting babies out of all this. Just like Horace Butler, that's our same approach. I said, buy the book. I bought the book to get the babies out. So, love to, all of our family that are paving the way in whatever capacity that they're attempting to do it, and we're going to continue to be pure water and fresh water, and, to our best capacity, and let our generations follow that. But yeah, I want to get this, man, for what this brother's about to break down about the perspective of your habitat, right? Are you spinning on a ball? Are you firm, fixed, and immovable? We got different elements before. I want to get it from this particular vantage point. And I think it's a very interesting construction that's being laid out here, man. So, all right, get your rain boots, get that drop, dodge the hijack. You already know how we do it, hijack free. And let's go ahead and flow with this. Love to the brother Black Magic 363 for this too, man. Great channel.
How the mind works when you understand and overstand. To understand the operative dynamics of space-time in relation to time travel, we must understand that 1, matter ultimately dissolves into octaves and frequencies of light. That 2, light dissolves into octaves and frequencies of consciousness. And that 3, individuated consciousness dissolves into octaves and frequencies of perception as reality. Thus, matter, light, consciousness, and reality are all interdependent cosmic ecosystems. And as ecosystems, if you change one element, you affect the whole. So isolating any of the elements contained within the light-encoded reality matrix, as we mentioned, the LERM, and changing it changes reality. This is the fundamental construct of blank slate technology. What is blank slate technology? We'll talk about that. What is the light-encoded reality matrix? It is essentially an infinite field of possibilities, like fertile soil, from which physical objects are created. Those who can orchestrate the LERM through the application of their consciousness are able to manifest reality and not simply react to it. This manifestation can be instantaneous because, again, quantum objects originate in non-time and non-space. You are nothing more than an aggregate of swirling energy points. You are an individuation. You are a quantum singularity. And as such, being a component expression of the mind of, quote, God, you are God's eyes. You are God's feelings. You are God's everything, and therefore...
Okay, so as we are building, we have a framework that we can build off of, a foundation of knowing that the Creator exists and that the name Heya, Hawa is to exist itself, existence, the breath, the water, the flow. So you are the flow once you are in order of the flow. Now, that's that's where, what I'm saying, that's the basis. Now, let's just keep riding the wave. I don't want to get too, but I want to let the brother work. So keep riding that wave. So, the non-time and non-space quantum is off the clock. You're off the time. You're off the space. You're not subject to it. You know what I'm saying? The order that flows has everything in check underneath it. It's a construct built inside of the flow of the all. So what flow, what order? Choosing up is only choosing the order that is, because there is nothing that is not. It is only that which is. Now you've been fooled and tricked and manipulated to think that you're living in the, it's not something that can be created out of nothing. It's not. It's created out of chaos, nothingness. It was once nothing and chaotic. And that's how they want to thoth you. But we know that what is. What is breath, what order that is the order that's in your seed right now giving you breath. The order that makes you wake up and say, wait a minute, that sounds like bullshit. Because you know better. Now let's flow. Let's go.
As children of God, you can do what God does. The thing is, you do not have the proper mechanism tweaked. Somebody untweaked your ability to do that. But we won't get into that. We'll just get into this. Oh yes, that's a big part of it. Now, blank slate technology can be defined as a form of time travel that enables a user to rewrite history at what we call intervention points. Intervention points are causal energy points, causal energy points that ignite major events like the fall of Kemet, the assassination of Malcolm or Lumumba, or the Second Gullah Seminole War. Intervention points are codependent on both time and space.
The Second Gullah Seminole War. So that's why I appreciate about how the brothers connecting, because you will get some indigenous drop in there. And you're going to get some, orientation drop in there for that ass, man. So, Second Gullah Seminole War, he's saying, was, this blank slate technology. So I know a lot of us never heard of this, but I want to pay attention to what they're using. You know what I'm saying? They're hijacking Thoth, they're hijacking Egypt. They've been hijacking all this energy and technology to keep these Hebrews enslaved with the same energy that's subjugated, and then they're subjugating mainly these Indians, these Hebrews now. Yes, everybody's affected by it, but this is specific to melanated. This is specific to a specific seed that wasn't a part of the confederacies, that wasn't a part of the Psalms 83, that wasn't a part of this particular takedown in order to raise those other nations up around to give them an opportunity, some time and space to operate. But while you are awake, they have no time and space because you're off the clock. When you're awake, their time and space construct dissipates. So they have to bring down a specific energy frequency of the Creator, which they're calling the beyond, the quantum, the no time and no space. So if you are the seed of the no space, that means that by nature, you're beyond time and beyond space. And by taking down this so-called Negro here, this Hebrew here, this seed of Yaakov here, they gave themselves an opportunity to work, they gave themselves time, and they gave themselves space with their blank slate technology. Now they're saying that they're using this causal energy points, intervention points, to ignite major events So let's pay attention. So they're igniting the events like the fall of Kemet, assassination of Malcolm X or Lumumba, or the Second Gullah Seminole War. Intervention points are codependent on both time and space, so they need time and space to operate, not you. In other words, blank slate technology requires a precise fix on both the time and space coordinates. A precise fix. So once they're fixed in on a time and space coordinate of an event, when it was in its conceptual stage, in the very beginning of it, or the stage that precedes physical manifestation of the event. So they have to, get that, then they can go back and manipulate things, and that's where I guess this Mandela effect is coming into play. We know that we are in an artificial construct to a great, I mean, when you look at, scientists finding the fingerprints or the blueprints of this particular construct, they're like, okay, they can trace patents to the 80s to find this particular blueprint or construct of what we're in right now. So when the Most High said, I put a spirit of stupor on you, and Thoth said, I put a spell vibration, and we're looking at Thoth-Amon spell barrier, then yes, there was an energy grid put on you. And this is what we're breaking out of. This is the awakening.
In other words, BST, blank slate technology, requires a precise fix on both the time and space coordinates of an event when it was in its conceptual stage or the stage that precedes physical manifestation of the event. Thus, BST has the ability to access the consciousness time stream of a species, remove an active thought from the thought process of a subject, and replace it with a passive thought.
Passive.
This is done by using telepathy and empathy, and on occasion the abilities of invisibility, teleportation, or interdimensional travel, but must be used solely for defensive purposes.
Have they pacified you for defensive purposes?
Which is what they told us it was about. Now, the Labyrinth group, I told you about this. I spoke about the Labyrinth group back in New York, or here in New York, back at the theater.
Pay attention.
May have mastered the ability to create ingress points into consciousness streams, intercept a thought and intention, then redirect that thought and intention through an intervention point in vertical time. The very nature of BST is to start with blank slate consciousness, then reinvent, reformulate, and recreate the consciousness of a specific form or species of conscious matter. Now, this is from my book, Cosmic Codex. I'm giving you pieces of it for you to understand what it is that this Mandela effect is based on.
We gotta get that drop.
BST is the most advanced technology on this plane of existence, and is a gift bestowed upon humanity by something called the wingmakers to avert.
Whoa! I told you Dr. Phil was gonna give us some drop. Dr. Phil is always on time. Never a day late. Never a dollar short. Always got the drop. All right, man. So he says it's blank slate technology and time travel, the Labyrinth group. All right, so the very nature of BST is to start with blank slate consciousness, then re-event, reformulate, recreate the consciousness of a specific form or species of conscious matter. BST is the most advanced technology on this plane of existence, not planet. Plane. Remember, all they did was put a T at the end or a cross at the end of plane. Like a wink. Winking at you. You're on a plane. But I'll let Dr. Phil get into that. I'll let the brother speak on that. All right, but advanced technology on the plane of existence and is a gift bestowed upon humanity by the wingmakers to avert an impending threat of species extinction. All right, so their angels always have their own plan to avert and help in their own situation, you know what I mean? But this is not the creator giving you this technology. The creator would not have to give you blank slate technology to avert an impending threat of species extinction. This is what they use to get the drop. We're just doing this to help y'all. It's always benevolent. They always come, they always come with that malice. When they mean peace, they mean war. So they use this for war. They use this shit for war. The most advanced technology on the plane they use for war, given to them by the wingmakers. Who's that? Who's that? You already know, right? So we're dealing with Thoth and his buddies. The wingmakers, the Animus, the Cortium, and Project Ancient Arrow were formally introduced and explained in my lecture entitled We the Alpha Celestials. Celestial, it's all about their celestial gods and their celestial fallen angel underneath the barrier. Can't get beyond the barrier having people. These are barrier limited celestial subjects. They're subject beneath a frequency barrier that you exist on in the no space, no time of the actual consciousness itself, the actual wave we're surfing on. That's what wisdom, true wisdom is, not just some energy giving them some prophetic drop of this and that, but actual giving you the keys to unlock at the right time, beyond the no time, right on time, right on the one. So their wingmakers gave them this technology. Now, listen up, since we know the source.
An impending threat of species extinction. The wingmakers, or what we know the Animus, the Cortium, Project Ancient Arrow, were formally introduced and explained in my lecture, and I told you, we the Alpha Celestials, presented back at the first annual Black UFO Conference at the National Black Theater, just for reminders. Okay, so as we go on, according to these so-called wingmakers, there are planetary minds, solar minds, galactic minds, and a singular omniversal mind, or source. The omniversal mind is the demiurgic mind of God. Each galaxy or divine intention materialized as a divine hologramic vortex singularity has a collective consciousness or mind field that is the aggregation of all of the species present within that hollow conscious reality matrix. What is being said is that we are in a vortex. We are not spinning out in space.
Whoa.
We are stationary inside of a vortex.
We are not spinning out in space. We are stationary. So these are people that get to very high levels of their mystery schools and systems, and we see on the walls of Egypt this Nut and Geb, and Nut, the sky god, is bending over this Geb, her brother Geb, and Geb is the earth itself, the mountainous earth. Of course, when we say flat, we know that there are mountains and peaks and valleys and all that stuff, but there is not a curved ball that you're spinning on. There's not a finite amount of land because you're on a ball. There's infinite space. There's infinite plane. You're talking about the creator. So however the so-called dome or the barrier works, it doesn't have to just be necessarily a curved situation. It could just literally be a barrier. No matter how far out you go, you can't get above a barrier until you are in the frequency, until you are vibrating, and Thoth can never do that. But even they're telling you that you're not spinning around in space. You are fixed, you are firm, you are immovable.
As a divine hologramic vortex singularity has a collective consciousness or mind field that is the aggregation of all of the species present within that hollow conscious reality matrix. What is being said is that we are in a vortex. We are not spinning out in space.
Bang.
We are stationary inside of a vortex.
Bang.
That vortex has created an envelope wherein is compressed the reality that we now exist in. The plane of existence.
Or they are compressing us with their artificial grid.
Existence that we are on is infinite.
Infinite.
There is no drop off. You are essentially on a plane of existence that goes to infinity. As the mind of the Creator is eternal, so is the Creator's creation.
Bang.
Infinite. Understand? Eternality is masculine, infinitude is feminine.
Ooh.
They are the bride and the groom.
The framer and the shaper. You see, you always get the truth. You always get the drop in there somewhere. Because then it makes the whole show, it makes the whole package better when it has the real drop in it. And there's another drop that he came out with years ago, breaking down the same thing he's going to get into. Yeah, you know, he knows he's not spinning on a ball. He knows that. So, I enjoy getting that aspect of it because he's going to come with the, all his celestial stuff. But I know that they got some truth that I'm still trying to get babies out of. You know what I'm saying? We're all still trying to get that truth that they've been hiding, that they stole. When we fell from our consciousness with our Creator, all this is just a commonality. This is not a secret. They need secret orders. We just need to know our drop. We just need to be surfing our wave once we choose up and know our Creator exists.
Of reality. So when you understand and understand that there is no traveling to Mars, and that which is up there is looking down at you at the same sky, that
what did Giannini say? Giannini say the collected sky areas. We about to get some more of that. We about to go do a quick recap in Worlds Beyond the Pole because he's going to get right directly into it. You know what I mean? He's going to get right directly into the connected celestial sky area. No, you're not breaking the barrier to get to Mars. But if you want to get to these particular sky areas, you just go straight into your infinite plane, into your space loops, whatever you want to call them. You are fixed.
When you understand and understand that there is no traveling to Mars, and that which is up there is looking down at you at the same sky, that what you are looking through when you see through a periscope and you're trying to find Mars and so forth, know that the very design of your eye in a concave is meant to bend light so that you can function within the dynamics of third density, what you call third dimension. The concaving of your eyeball distorts, and you create a further distortion by thinking to magnify the distortion by creating something that has a concave lens. So what you're looking at will automatically become globule.
Oh, man.
That you see as planets. You are looking at the bending of light. And you are looking at when I told you were in a compressed hydrogen envelope. How many of you knows we were in a compressed hydrogen envelope that I spoke about? Remember? Now.
All right, wait. So we're going to get that. Because I wanted to get that part back. Because that's what's going to line up directly, man. Love to the family, love to the tribe. They can't tell us who we are. How can they tell us who we're not? Man. Yo. I got, yeah, man, they did some type of thing on me, man, where they wouldn't let me log in. But now I'm good. Got some of the drop back up, man. Love to the daughter of Israel, man. She's just breaking it all the way down, pure water. And, yeah, getting to the root. I got some of that, get all of that, because the geoengineering is real. The fake clouds are real. I mean, all this goes into play when we're dealing with a fake construct. You know what I'm saying? The original Ame'rican, the brother, Mark, getting back in the Grand Canyon. Breaking all the way down. He's breaking down division of tribes, man. His brother's getting into, some solar drop, with the survival drop, with solar panels. I mean, so much is coming out of Drop Nation and Tyrone Street. We got that in our last drop. You are the Indian. I want to get this. Oh yeah, man. If y'all ain't subscribed to the backup channel, the link is below. So I'm gonna start doing more like personal drops. I might just have my phone and just say something for a couple seconds on y'all. So that's why I start putting all that, more. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to get to know me, if you really want to get inside, you know what I'm saying, this vortex of mine, man. Yeah, subscribe to the backup channel, man. I don't care if it's 25 people, man. We're going to get cozy. Me and my 25 people, man. So that's what's up. Keep loving up on the family. This is what we have, man. We're going to always have this GoFundMe here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be there as our stash box for, when the crew and the family needs it. So keep supporting Drop Nation. Let's get into that library. Because I want to get into the Worlds Beyond the Pole. We got to do it. And I hope you're enjoying it. I got many more to build and add to the library over the weekend, of course. The brother Uno, man, hit me with, man, sticky fingers. I'm just going to call them sticky fingers because that's what time it is.
Welcome to Swag Frequency.
You hear you in Swag Frequency, man. My babies keep me going, man. Yo, we have a real good PDF on this World Beyond the Poles, thanks to my brother Casey, who hit us with a really dope PDF on this. So it's extremely hard to find, extremely. So when the community, especially the flat earth community, finds out that we got a good PDF, man, this is probably one of my most downloaded joints on the entire library. This is hard to find. Hard to find. Amadeo Giannini. This is so hard to find. It's a lot. I forgot how much it is if you want to buy it. On Amazon, I think it's over $1,000, something crazy. But this was put together in 1959, and he's the one that did these stratosphere experiments personally. So we talk about being scientific, we're talking about repeatable and observable science. So he went up there in the stratosphere balloon higher than anybody and was able to map out and show that this all was an illusion. These were globular illusions, like the brother Phil Valentine just broke down. Your eye is concave, and then you magnify it with another concave lens, and now you have these globular illusions that you're looking through these tail-eye scopes. Tail-eye vision, tail-eye scopes. The Vatican has a telescope named Lucifer. I kid you not, it's called Lucifer. And why would their telescope need to be called Lucifer unless they were giving you an illusion? Now, I just want to get some of the preface because, this pretty much laid a lot of, it's going to connect automatically with the brother Phil Valentine. So get your water, get cozy. Wow, breathe it out, breathe out the breath so you can get more breath, keep the flow. The following pages contain the first and only description of the realistic universe of land, water, oxygen, and vegetation, where human and other forms of animal life abound. This is not a work of fiction, nor is it a technical analysis of anything. It is a simple recital of fact which transcends the most elaborate fiction ever conceived. It is diametrically opposed to the assumptions and the mathematical conclusions of theorists and technicians throughout the ages. It is truth. These pages describe the physical land routes from the earth to every land area of the universe about us. Let me meditate on that for a second. These pages describe the physical land routes from the earth to every land area of the universe. I'm talking about the stars and I'm talking about Mars. So you're not going into outer space to get to these areas. They are already connected on earth. So from there, their sky is you. And from where you are, your sky is them. Your eyes are already concave to bend light. We're only stepping into reality. Not the illusion they gave you through telescopes, telescopes. In this construct, this third dimension, you are now getting free of it. You were free of it. These pages describe the physical land routes from the earth to every land area of the universe about us, which is all land. Above you still is land. Those stars are land. Those are connected to more land beyond the poles. Such routes extend from beyond the North and South Pole, so-called ends of the earth, as decreed by the theory. It will here be adequately shown that there are no northern or southern limits to the earth. It is limitless. It is infinite. What did the brother Phil just say? That the infinite and the eternal are male and female. Infinite is female. Eternal is male. Framer and shaper, according to Maya Quiche. Papuva. That's also in the library. All these you can download for free. This is our love to you. This is our service to you, and it's being supplied by Drop Nation. And all these great links that are coming in daily. You know, I can't keep up. So I'm just going to put them in, you know, little by little. You know, we're nearing almost 100 PDFs, man, right here. So love to Drop Nation. Hawa, hawa. It will be thereby be shown where movement straight ahead from the pole points. Listen up. You're not going up. That's why the rockets that are launched never go straight up, because they end up going horizontal on the horizon, straight ahead from the pole points. So let's back up. It will here be adequately shown that there are no northern or southern limits to the earth. It would thereby be shown where movement straight ahead from the pole points and on the same level as the earth, straight on the same level as the earth, permits of movement into celestial land areas appearing up or out from the earth. This is not a work of fiction, nor is it a technical analysis of anything. It is truth. Break your spell. Individually, everyone listening to this must break their spell and say, is this what's being taught to me in grade school? Is this being taught to me in spell charm school? Thanks to the sister Yafa Bay for breaking that down, how grade school or this elementary school is just a charm school where they put spells on your children and they teach them that they're spinning around on a ball according to their God gravity. And yes, it's their scientific God, because you have to believe in gravity for it to exist, for it is a theory and not a law. Is gravity a law of science? Quick. Is it physics, or is it a theory? And if it's just been left as a theory, even by Einstein, who couldn't prove gravity, and Einstein couldn't prove a movement to the earth, look it up. So if it's left as a theory, why are you being theoretical with our children? Why are you teaching them theories as facts? And is it true? And if it's not true, it's just a theory, then you have to believe it. So you have to believe gravity. You have to believe their God. See, even the atheists have a God, and his name is gravity. And this God has him on a Baal, a ball, a Baal, a ball, a Baal. But when you step out of the spell from the Baal into reality, it will here be adequately shown that there are no northern or southern limits to the earth. It will thereby be shown where movement straight ahead from the pole points and on the same level as the earth permits of movement into celestial lands, areas appearing up. So you think they're up. You think that star system Orion is up. You think to get from, Kemet or from, Mexico to the Orion belt, you have to go up. They just go straight. It will thereby be shown that movement straight ahead from pole points on the same level as the earth permits of movement into celestial land areas appearing up or out from the earth. It's an original treatise basic to this book was written and has been expounded at American universities. This is not play, 1927 to 1930. Since then, the U.S. Naval Research Bureau and the U.S. Navy's exploratory forces have conclusively confirmed the work's principal features. Since December 12, 1928, we're reading stuff that was built on in the 20s. Now I ask you, when was this construct done? When did you get locked into this particular frequency grid. I mean, they've been working on breaking out this frequency grid for a while. Some people and others have been working on building it. U.S. Navy polar expeditions have determined the existence of indeterminable land extent beyond both pole points. You don't cross the North Pole and go to the other side. Man, you keep going when you cross there. That's what Admiral Byrd was saying. South Pole, you keep going. There's more land the size of America, he said. Beyond the pole, there's more land and resources. And then what? You hear nothing about Antarctica. They do a treaty. They do a treaty on Antarctica. And that treaty's never been broke. That's the only treaty that's never been broke. That might be the most important one. Beyond that pole might be the most important thing. That might be the end game. And that might be your new promised land. I mean, who knows what's beyond that pole? Out of bounds. So check it out. Since December 12, 1928, U.S. Navy polar expeditions have determined the existence of indeterminable land extent beyond both pole points. Out of bounds of the assumed isolated globe you're spinning on, you think. Assumed isolated globe. Earth as postulated by the Copernican theory of 1543. Here comes Copernicus, right? Freemason, right? On January 13th, 1956, as this book was being prepared, a U.S. Naval Air Unit penetrated to the extent of 2,300 miles beyond the assumed South Pole. End of the Earth. So you're telling me on January 13th, 1956, the U.S. Navy penetrated with an air unit to the extent of 2,300 miles beyond the South Pole. That flight was always over land and water and ice. For very substantial reasons, the memorable flight received negligible press notice. So they can't find any more land, more water, more ice. And that's just as far as they went. The United States and more than 30 other nations prepared unprecedented polar expeditions from 1957 to 58 to penetrate land now proved to extend without limit beyond both pole points. My original disclosure of then unknown land beyond the poles in 1926 to 1928 was captioned by the press as, so this is what the press called Giannini's, his original disclosure of the then unknown land beyond the poles. Now it's known that there's land beyond the poles, but I tell it to you in 2017, you say, huh? I spit basic facts from 1928. You say, huh? No. That's not what they taught me. That's not what's on TV. That's not what's in the movies. That's not what's in the artificial grid, the artificial construct that we're seeing. That's being programmed with their programming. My original disclosure of the then unknown land beyond the poles in 1926 to 28 was captioned by the press as, quote, more daring than anything Jules Verne's ever conceived. Today, 30 years later, the United States, Russia, Argentina, and other nations have bases on the realistic land extent which is beyond the earth. Today, 30 years later. So I guess that was, 30 years from, hey, put it together, people. This has been going on for a long time. And what did Admiral Byrd said? He said, yeah, who's interested in Antarctica? These are the names. These are, he named the U.S., of course. He named Russia first. He named Argentina, New Zealand, other nations have bases on the realistic land extent which is beyond the earth. Right now, man. Where are they trying to bug out to to their realistic land extent beyond the earth, not outer space. For my map. Let's find it from scratch, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Flat map, Japanese. 1000. Let's put it like that. Bang. Which one do I want? Which one do I want? So this is again the map found in Japan about, they say, 1,000 years ago. All right. We also had another map of the forgot what I called that one too. Man, where's my Thoth map? I might have to get it again, because that's how important it is. From my man Isaac Ford, man. He sent me some certified drop. And love to everybody sending me that certified drop, man. The music at 432 to drop. And I take the time to do it right, man, because perspective is everything. Everything. Isaac Ford dropped these maps on us, man. And so much more, so much more. Let's see if we can get it. Love to Isaac Ford, love to the family, love to the tribe. From plane to plane. All right, man, take it in. Take it in now. Of course, we got our, projection, a muzzle equidistant, something like that. AE projection. And as a muzzle equidistant. All right, so outside of that, this particular one has this opening here that we hadn't really seen before, and they call this the summer gate. It says Bat Ra or Bawa Bat Ra. So we got the Ra summer gate. Outside of it, you have Thoth, the moving island. Then you have another sun here, another moon, and the black, object that is eclipsing the moon, causing the lunar eclipses. You see the water flow going, clockwise, and the water flow going counterclockwise. All that here, all right, all that connected. So keep that perspective of this ice wall, this infinite, it doesn't end here. You see another ice wall here, so it keeps going. Will there be more land with another ice wall? But we do have multiple suns. We have multiple moons. We have more land. Look how big these lands are, people. These are lands the size of so-called Africa or so-called Asia or any of those other. I mean, these lands are the size of so-called America. What did Admiral Byrd say? There's more land beyond the pole the size of America. He's just referring to one. Now you see how you got California here. So this Khalifa, you know, they had to drop on this gate. They had to get to this part of the world to get the drop to enter this Ra gate. It wasn't over here. There's a little crack in this ice here, but there was the whole gate that they can get through here that got them to the Thoth moving island. We know about Thoth spell barrier in South America already. All right, get that drop. Surf the wave. And again, the Japanese map showing many more large continents or worlds. So is Genie Nini crazy? I mean, this is confirmed by multiple other sources here. This one 1,000 years, found in a cave in Japan. Look at all these worlds. They found you, Negro, in a new world. How many more Negroes are in new worlds? Who knows? But the Creator is infinite. The Creator is eternal. The Framer and the Shaper. So keep your perspective fresh. Fresh on your mind. Where we at? So Admiral Byrd said that United States, Russia, Argentina, other nations have bases on that realistic land extent which is beyond the earth. Beyond the earth, they have bases on the realistic land extent which is beyond the earth. So these countries, all these countries that did this Antarctic treaty, what year was that? The Antarctic Treaty. The Antarctic Treaty was signed in Washington on December 1st, 1959 by the 12 countries whose scientists had been active in and around Antarctica. Look how they got these targets, right? Again, this is around Antarctica during the International Geophysical War. All right, 1957 and 1958. It entered into force in 1961 and has since been succeeded or acceded to many other nations. Acceded to many other nations. So other nations have picked up on this too. The total number of parties to the treaty is now 53. So 53 countries are signed on to the Antarctic Treaty that was put into force in 1961, originally signed in 1959. I'll leave this drop to show you that at this time, were all these, countries signing on to this stuff, all these, confederacies being built into the packages of what they were putting into this, system, these, ways of keeping tabs, of keeping order in their own order way, their own orders, you know what I'm saying? So you got all these orders coming around these treaties. You got these countries going into this situation, which is beyond, they say, beyond the end of the earth. Because to you, this is the earth. To you, this is the ball. To you, this is what the ball is. There's nothing over this ball. There's nothing out of it. All these are planets to you. But that's why we had to get the drop. And again, go into our planet. Go into our etymology. So we can always be fresh. Always have it fresh. Always have the drop. Get that Worlds Beyond the Poles, man. Get in this library. Let's go. Let's go. So when we get back into the Phil Valentine and he brings up planet, then it's for you to know. Again, that planet is only referring to a wandering star, not a globular body, but a wandering star. Now, wandering where? To wonder. All right, uncertain etymology. And then it says planet, uncertain etymology, possibly from pi, pele, flat, to spread, spread out. Plane would make it a relative of plane. So planet is a relative of a plane. Well, those are two completely different things according to your brainwash and mine. Until I break my spell and you break yours, we're thinking of planet as a globular, but you haven't gotten one globular reference yet. You got wandering star, you got flat, you got spread out, you got relative to a plane. An infinite plane, like Dr. Phil breaking down. But the semantics are highly problematic. The meaning strongly recalls plazine, which means to make devious, to repel and dissuade from the right path. Bang. So the real drop of what they're doing with this planet resembling plazine is making a devious plot, a devious illusion, repelling, dissuading from the right path. Bewilder, bewilder, bewilder. It's just so-called because they have apparent motion. Apparent. We'll get into the apparent motion that Giannini's kicking. Apparent motion. Unlike the fixed stars, right? So these have apparent motion. But are they really having real motion? Is there really a real motion to this? You know what I mean? So, right quick, let me get back into this Phil Valentine, then I'll get back into Giannini. You know what I'm saying? But I want to definitely keep the brothers' stuff connected, because this is what led me to say, man, we got to get on this right now. So I'm going to bring it back about a minute, and then I'll let it play a little bit more and do a dismount back in Worlds Beyond the Pole. I just want to do a recap on it so we can know where to pick up from and keep it building, keep it building. All right. Hold up. Close that.
Eternality is masculine, infinitude is feminine. They are the bride and the groom of reality. So when you understand and understand that there is no traveling to Mars, and that which is up there is looking down at you at the same sky, that what you are looking through when you see through a periscope and you're trying to find Mars and so forth, know that the very design of your eye in a concave is meant to bend light so that you can function within the dynamics of third density, what you call third dimension. The concaving of your eyeball distorts, and you create a further distortion by thinking to magnify the distortion by creating something that has a concave lens. So what you're looking at will automatically become globules that you see as planets. You are looking at the bending of light, and you are looking at what I told you were in a compressed hydrogen envelope. How many of you knows we were in a compressed hydrogen envelope that I spoke about? Remember? Now, do you know about the story of the flood? Yep. That the heavens opened up and it rained for 40 nights. Has anybody ever seen the Milky Way? Yep. Do you realize what that is? It's a suture of the dome.